I suppose what I'll go into now is I'll just say what I would change about what I did here. First of all, I think I would have planned a little bit better. I would have had all the parts on hand before I started building anything. I probably wouldn't have done the crisscross thing. I would have just had a cross member across the bottom to support the seat. That would have been a lot easier. I would have, because the cross members kind of made it hard to tuck the batteries underneath. Like neither battery, I could fit one battery underneath the seat, but I can't fit both. It would have been nice to have had them both directly over the axle, so that it wouldn't have been an issue there. Yeah, that's one thing. Like I said, I would have used that proto shield to wire things up. It would have been a lot easier. I don't know. You know, for the most part, I don't have any big issues with the thing. I think little stinger on the back, I would have made a permanent piece of it just to keep you from flipping over. Even as it is, it does go over fairly far when you go over backwards. There you go. I think that's it. You certainly could have made it a lot more compact. If you go onto the Instructables website, one guy built something called the SciTechWA, which used the tiny little tires, probably half the diameter of these ones. It was far more compact. Basically, it looked like, Neil's bar stool idea, and it was called the SciTechWA. They're all plays on the name Segway kind of thing, and that's essentially what it is. It's a Segway clone, except this is seated. No reason why you couldn't make your own Segway clone. A big set of tires like this, skip the seat. You're not hoofing around, because I am hoofing around a fair few pounds here. I'd say this thing right there as it sits, the frame and tires are probably around 100 pounds. The batteries are probably another 50. Maybe not, but get the idea. And the seat is probably another 25 or 30, I guess. So all told, there's probably around 200 pounds there, including the motors and all that. It's a pretty heavy thing. If you went with a lot lighter thing, you could certainly go with a lot less power and all that. Okay, some other things that I would do differently about this thing is I bought my chain. This is number 35 chain. I bought my chain before I actually received the motors. After I bought the motors, but before I received them. And I didn't click onto the fact that the motors had a sprocket on there, which was a number 23 sprocket. Okay, big deal, swapping out the sprocket didn't sound that bad, but if I would have went with number 23 chain, I wouldn't have to have swapped out or manufactured or fabbed my own sprocket adapter there, and that would have saved me a lot of time. Now, the sprocket that came on these did have a freewheeling thing where in one direction it freewheeled. That I think could have been easily defeated by welding it, wherever it was. The two pieces came together, and that would have saved a lot of time. Another thing I could have done that would certainly have made it easier for somebody who doesn't have, like decent machine tools to fabricate would have been to have changed the way that I mounted this motor. Like well, you can't really see it that well, but the mounting system I used for this motor was fairly complicated, and quite frankly, if I would have just welded a piece of 1/4-inch steel plate, slotted these two holes, and you could have done that easily by just drilling a whole bunch of holes in an arc and then just filing it open or cutting it open with a saber saw and then filing it to shape. If you didn't have a mill or anything like that, would have been a hell of a lot easier than what I did for somebody to do. Apart from that, that would probably be about all the improvements I can think of right now. If I think of more, I'll make another video. Thanks for watching, guys.